Alright, so we're back, and we're going to be discussing Chapter 2 in a little bit. I did want to go back to that last bit of Chapter 1, in where I talked about the girl who got her soul sucked out. It could be, again, as I mentioned, Sebastian or Claude, and then the deaths of Ciel's parents remain a mystery. And I think what more drama could there be added into the story by Sebastian being the one who killed the parents? Or, Claude is such an antagonist character. I mean, maybe he was behind it. But Ciel is made to believe that it was actually Sebastian. Something like that. In the end, it probably is Claude, and then, Ciel thinks it's Sebastian, though, and then there's the whole drama. They break apart, but then, things will mend in the end. And things will end happily. Or who knows how this will end, right? I mean, it could be a sad ending, or, we'll just have to see later on what happens. But yes, coming back into Chapter 2, of course, we already discussed the fact that Sebastian and Ciel have an encounter in the library. Ciel's trying to reach a book from a high bookshelf, and Sebastian helps him bring it down. And then Sebastian asks Ciel, why did you want to read this book? Is it for class? Is it for fun? So Ciel gives this big ol' explanation that, my friend, Alois, he's having a hard time with math. I'm tutoring him, and, I just wanted to take a break real quick and get a book while he kind of tries to figure it out on his own. And so Sebastian tells Ciel that his roommate is a math major, and he could help Alois with this. So, I think Sebastian and Claude probably do have an idea that they are demons, especially if one of them was the one who feasted on the girl's soul, and then even Ciel's parents' souls. So they're aware that they're demons. Ciel, who I'm sure is an angel, is not quite aware of that just yet. Which leads me to my next point. I guess Alois is probably a regular average human, or who knows. But obviously Claude wants to feast on his soul, and then he eyes Ciel, because as we've seen in the anime, Claude has a fascination with Ciel. So I think maybe Claude takes a fascination with Ciel again in this fanfic. And I think there's a sentence here. Let me read that first, and then I'll provide my theory. It reads, "There was something in the way he, Claude, smiled that struck this student, Ciel, as worrisome, making him uncomfortable." So, based on that is where I make my theory of, okay, Claude was kind of looking at Ciel suspiciously, funny. Maybe Claude is seeing that, Ciel's not your average human. There's something more to him. So I think that's what it is. And then Ciel kind of has that feeling like, maybe I shouldn't really trust this guy, kind of a thing. So maybe in his subconscious, he's kind of he's not thinking, but in his subconscious, it's like, okay, this person isn't the right person that to be around. So, whether it was because of his parents' death and Claude being behind it, or, whether it's Claude is starting to lay eyes on Ciel rather than Alois. We'll see what happens with that development of the Claude-Ciel relationship. And then, one of the last things I want to go over for Chapter 2 is we see Lizzie and Ciel interact. It's not your typical, they're cousins, or they're like ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. Lizzie is portrayed as her manga self, where she was an excellent swordswoman. And I really liked that, because in other fanfics I've read, Lizzie was kind of like a kind of laid-back character, or, ditzy or annoying, as Anime Kujo commented in her author's notes at the end of Chapter 2. And this is what she had to say. "I decided to not make Lizzie annoying or a ditz this time. I really liked her in the manga, where she was a strong, independent-minded swordsman, or swordswoman, and she is here as well." So I really liked that, that Anime Kujo decided to focus on that aspect of Lizzie, because there are differences between the anime Lizzie and the manga Lizzie. Anime Lizzie is more, the sweet little girl, sweet little fiance to Ciel, maybe she could be a little annoying. She's very childish. Whereas in the manga, she tries to hide her, warrior self, but, it comes out. So I like the fact that Lizzie is going to play a very prominent role as a very independent, strong woman. I really love that Anime Kujo is focusing on that. And that's where we'll end the review and, making theories, predictions of this fanfic, Revelations, which you guys should check out if you get a chance. And we'll come back to this story and, keep reviewing, keep making guesses. All right, thanks everyone.